Howdy, hi. It is Do Your Job Sports MLB Rundown picks and predictions for Thursday, April 17th, 2025. We are looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right, so we go 4-3 on the day, bringing our season record to 76-83. Somehow we have managed to win back-to-back days. Not really sure how that's possible, but we've done it. I'm going to recap these games right quick, then we'll get on to the picks for tomorrow. Game number one of the earlier games in the day, it was the Cardinals at home. We had them on the money line and the under against the Houston Astros. Both of them hit. Final score, Houston 1, Cardinals 4. This game got off to a little bit of a rough start, considering it was 1-0 all the way until the bottom of the fifth inning. So the under was never a doubt. Cardinals money line shaky through the first five. But in the bottom of the fifth, they get a big 3-run homer from what might be one of the best names in baseball, Lars Nootbaar. You're goddamn right. Then they get one more tacked on by Thomas Sagasi with a double in the bottom of the sixth to extend it to 4-1. Cardinals win the game. They move to 500 on the year. Astros aren't very good. Their lineup kind of sucks now that they've traded everybody away. I mean, you go Altuve, he's obviously good. Pena, Paredes, Walker's doing horrible this year. 0 for 4 today, bringing his season average to $150. That's no bueno. Yanier Diaz ain't doing nothing. Brandon Rogers ain't doing anything. Chas McCormick ain't doing nothing. This team sucks. The Astros are not very good. We then had the under 8.5 runs in the Pirates and Nationals game. This one was pretty sweaty, despite there only being 11 total hits in the game. Pirates win 6-1. They had 5 runs in the bottom of the seventh inning thanks to a O'Neal Cruz grand slam. We bet against two teams today that both had grand slams. Not fun for us on the money line, but surprisingly we did hit both of the over, or we hit both of the over and under in those two games with the grand slams. Then we had the over 8.5 runs in the Guardians and the Orioles. That was the other grand slam. That was thanks to Jackson Holliday, who went yard in the bottom of the second. And then we had a few other solo shots. Gabriel Arias, his 4th home run, his 3rd home run in the last week and a half. I don't know what this dude has been taking, but it's certainly not legal. You had Ramon Laureano hit his first homer of the year. Ryan O'Hearn went yard. And that was it. The Guardians, I don't think I've ever seen this before. They lose the game 9-1, but they out-hit the Orioles. Guardians, 8 hits. Orioles, 7 hits. The Guardians lost by 8. I don't know how you do that. Our losers, we had 3 of them. Nationals minus 110 on the money line. They got whacked by Pittsburgh. I think this was more of a true telling. Nationals only had 3 hits. Bailey Falter, 7 innings, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts. So nobody was really striking out. They just were hitting it right where the Pirates defenders were. Good win for the Pirates. I don't know. Nationals, they're not very good, but I thought I liked them at minus 110. Cleveland, again, they out-hit the Orioles, but somehow they lose by 8 runs. I don't know. They play for the series tomorrow. Then with the over, 8.5 runs in the Reds and Mariners. This was looking good until it wasn't. They finished 5-3. We lose by half a run. There were 20 hits in this game. 20 hits. The Reds had 10 of them, and they only scored 3. How are we doing that? All right, that's the recap. Let's get on to the picks for tomorrow. Game number 1, we're going back right to it. Guardians and the over. We've taken this in every single game. We are 3-1 betting this exact thing in this series, so we're going to keep it going. Guardians minus 120 on the money line and the over of 8.5 runs. Guardians have Tanner Bybee on the mound, 1-1 on the season with a 4.40 ERA. The Orioles have Tomoyuki Sagano. He is also 1-1, but a 3.86 ERA. These two teams have split this series so far. The Guardians winning the opener, let me double check that score, 6-3, and the Orioles kicking ass 9-1 in the most recent game. Tanner Bybee, he's made 3 starts in the series, or 3 starts in the year. He's pitched a total of 14 innings. He's gotten better with every single start. His most recent start, he went 4 2/3, giving up 3 hits and 0 earned runs, striking out 4 against Kansas City. Sagano, his most recent start, he went 4 2/3, giving up 8 hits and 3 earned runs at home versus Toronto. So his 2 starts on the road were actually better than his 1 start in Baltimore. I'm not sure if that's like a stress issue or maybe he just doesn't like the park, because Toronto's really not that good hitting of a team. I think they're similar to the Guardians, and they have a loaded top half of the lineup. Then the bottom half of their lineup is horrible. I like the Guardians minus 120. I think Vegas made him a favorite because they know the Guardians somehow do have the better top half of the lineup. They also have the better bullpen. If it's close, I trust Cleveland more than I trust Baltimore. Give me the Guardians minus 120. Give me the over 8.5 runs. Next game we're looking at, it is the Diamondbacks and the Marlins. I am not taking a money line bet here. I am just going with the over of 8.5 runs. D-backs, Eduardo Rodriguez on the hill, 0-2 on the season with a 4.86 ERA, going up against Edward Cabrera, who is 0-0 with a 3.18 ERA. This series have been relatively high scoring. There was 14 runs in the first game, 8 runs in the second game, with the Diamondbacks winning them both 10-4 and 6-2. Prior to this, Miami had been playing pretty good baseball, winning 4 out of their last 5 games. So I like them to wake up here in the final game of the series and score at least 3 to 4 runs. Eduardo Rodriguez going for the D-backs. He's not very good. This season, 16 2/3 inning pitched. He struck out 20, but he has 9 earned runs and he's given up 2 long balls while also walking 6. They paid this dude a bunch of money, I think 2 years ago, and he's just not working out. He's not getting any younger. He's 32. He's a big guy, but he struggles with command. He's either throwing it right down the heart of a plate or he's missing his pitches. I like the Marlins to get to him. And then Edward Cabrera, I don't really think it matters who pitches against the D-backs. They just have a really good goddamn lineup. Look at their top guys. Carroll hitting 338, Perdomo hitting 321, Smith 375, Naylor 328, and all those dudes can go deep. And then on top of that, you have Eugenio Suarez. He's got 5 dingers. Lourdes Gurriel, I don't think he has a dinger this season, but he's a big bat, so you can't really pitch around him. Alec Thomas hitting 333 in your 8 spot, and then Gabriel Marino 225, one of the better hitting catchers we have in the league. I trust this Diamondbacks team to put up a lot of runs. I don't think Cabrera is that good of a pitcher. Give me the over 8.5 runs. I think we see a Marlins win 6-4. All right, this one is gross. If you don't like betting gross shit, I suggest you look away. But we're not going to be betting the White Sox often. I figured this is one heck of a spot to do it. White Sox plus 135 on the money line in the over of 7.5 runs. They're taking on the Athletics in the final game of this series. They've lost the previous 2. I really don't think the Athletics are good enough to sweep even the White Sox on the road. Pitching matchup is pretty even. The White Sox really need a win. They're so ass. If there was ever a spot for them to get it, it has to be here. I am taking the over just in case the A's put up another ridiculous amount of runs. I'm pretty sure in the first game of the series, they scored like damn near 10 runs. They scored 12 runs in the first game of the series. I'm taking the White Sox. It's gross. Just, ugh. Athletics, they have J.P. Sears on the mound, 1-2 on the season with a 4.24 ERA. White Sox, Davis Martin going. They have 1-1 on the season with, again, a 4.24 ERA. Interesting how they both have the same ERAs. J.P. Sears, his starts, pretty interesting. He's gone 6 2/3, 6 1/3, 4 innings. He's given up 5 hits, 6 hits, and 6 hits. 2 earned, 3 earned, and 3 earned. Every single game, he's given up at least 1 home run, and he's walked at least 1 in every single start. I really don't think he's anything to write home about, nor do I think he should be a 165 favorite on the road against anyone, even the White Sox. Davis Martin, 1-1 on the season. He has 17 innings pitched. He struck out 10, only given up 2 homers. His main problem is walks. He's walked 5, given up 10 runs total, only 8 of them earned. I'm starting to realize this White Sox defense is pretty dog shit. They have a really young lineup, minus a few guys. They're just not really good at fielding. Again, I don't like this bet, but do we really think J.P. Sears should be minus 165 in a final game of a series to sweep? I don't. If there was ever a time for the White Sox to win, it's right here, right now. Give me the White Sox plus 135. All right, final game. We're taking the Angels plus 120 on the money line. I do not think the Rangers are going to sweep them. So we are taking two teams plus money trying to avoid a sweep. Angels, Jack Kuchiow on the mound, 1-1 on the season, 5.75 ERA. Going up against Kumar Rocker, 0-2, the Vanderbilt guy, 7.94 ERA. This dude has been getting shelled. No idea why he's this big of a favorite. So I'm going to take the Angels. Angels 9-8 on the season. They've lost the previous two games of this series, and they've kind of gotten shit on. They lost 4-0 in game 1 and then 3-1 in game 2. So they've scored a total of 1 run in 18 innings. I think that changes here. They have a good lineup. In Kumar Rocker, he's gotten absolutely wrecked. He's gone 11 1/3 innings, given up 10 earned runs, has only 6 strikeouts and 4 walks. He's given up 2 home runs. And to be honest, they haven't really played anyone. They've played Cincinnati, Tampa Bay, and Seattle. And this dude's given up 7 hits, 6 hits, 5 hits, 6 earned, 1 earned, and 3 earned. That's not good. You're playing another middle-of-the-pack team that I think is going to be pretty good this year. Give me the Angels at plus 120. I don't think Rocker should ever be a minus 145 favorite. And neither of these pitchers are very good, so I'll also take the over of 9.5 runs. All right, that is going to do it for me in this video. Hopefully we continue this hot streak, keep on getting the record back towards 500 where it should be, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.